Welcome back to another new comic book day video, guys. You guys are usually seeing me in my car to start these things, right? But I just wanted to, slow it down a little bit today. So you guys know the drill, right? This is new comic book day. We're, of course, going to be going to Casablanca Comics to pick up our new comic books. We're, of course, going to be talking about last week's comic books, doing quick reviews. I want to tell you guys the other topics in this video, right? You can use the chapters to skip around anything that sounds relevant and, important to you. We've got an omnibus haul. I got two omnis. You guys hear me? I'm slapping it right now. We got two omnis over there in a trade. We're going to flip through, do an overview on, tell you guys what's included in those omnis, and then flip through and show you guys the art as well. We also have my indie pull list. So all the indie comic books that are on my pull list, and also the Marvel comic books that are on my pull list too. So if you guys are looking for some indie comic recommendations, you want to hear some of my thoughts on my Marvel pulls as well, definitely stay tuned for that. The very tail end of the video, guys, we're going to be talking about me and my wife's CRT TV setup. So we have a CRT TV now. I bought it for her for Christmas. It's a really cool one, man, so definitely stay tuned for that. But lately, man, I've been getting into retro gaming a little bit. I'm trying not to make it like a whole thing. You guys know I have enough hobbies. I don't need to add retro video games on top of it. But slowly over time, I've been recreating my PS2 video game library from when I was a kid. So we'll go over that. I'll show you guys some of my PS2 games that I have nowadays and show you guys the CRT TV setup as well. But yeah, that's for today's new comic book day video. New comics, old comics, omnibus haul, and overviews, indie pull list, Marvel pull list, and then CRT TV setup. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. Use the chapters down below. Thank you guys for watching, and read more comics. Welcome back, guys, to another new comic book day, but the haul, right? So we got 13 pickups this week. Nice fat stack. A lot of these things I might be able to drop from my pull list, dude, but let's get into it, dude. Pick of the week, Ultimate Wolverine issue number 2. Really loving what Chris Condon's doing here. The preview pages that they've released looks awesome. I mean, it's got Capuccio on the art, so it probably was going to look awesome no matter what. Really loving this Ultimate Wolverine, man. Let's see what it can do with issue number 2. See if they can keep it going. New comic book series out of Dark Horse Comics from James Tynion IV. We have Let This One Be a Devil, issue number 1. It's about this kid who's, I guess, going to be doing research into the Jersey Devil. I don't know too much about the Jersey Devil myself, but interested to learn, dude. Let's see what James Tynion IV and Steve Fox can bring us with this one, dude. Close second for pick of the week. Close third for pick of the week is the Power Fantasy issue number 6. Really loving the series from Casper Wingard and Kieran Gillen. It's my first ever Kieran Gillen series, but man, this guy is just killing it. And then Casper Wingard, really loving the kind of pop color, really vibrant artwork that Casper Wingard's bringing. So really, I do recommend the Power Fantasy. It's one of my favorite series coming out of Image. New Gods issue number 3 out of DC. Really loving this. Ron B and Evan Cagle are really cooking. So loving this. Segala on the art too. Definitely want to mention that because we have Evan Cagle and you have Segala's art. Just a match made in heaven, dude. So really, really loving this one. First ever New Gods series, dude. Loving it. The Question all along the Watchtower. You guys know me. Big fan of Renee Montoya. Have to keep picking up the Question series. Really interesting look at what Renee is doing on the Watchtower, trying to solve this mystery. We get some pretty interesting villains or trying to break into the Watchtower, the Justice League Watchtower. So I'm loving this series so far. Issue number 4. Let's keep it going. Batman and Robin Year 1, issue number 5. Mark Waid, Chris Samney. Some more goodness from them. Looks like we're getting Clayface in this too. I've been really enjoying the series. Hopefully Mark Waid and Chris Samney, after they finish this, I don't know how long this series is gonna go, 12 issues, right? I want them to do more, dude. I want them to do so much more. Really loving this Batman and Robin series. Just your down to basics classic Batman and Robin, but you get the dynamic of them being, newly kind of formed as a team. So really loving that one. Nightwing issue number 123. This is some awesome stuff, man, from Dan Waters and Dexter Soy. Really, really loving this mystery. This one is probably everything out of All In, the Nightwing series is probably top 4. Really, really enjoying this Nightwing series. Dan Waters, just what a G, man. Dexter Soy's artwork, excellent stuff too. Wonder Woman issue number 18. King and Sam Pierre are back with another Wonder Woman issue. Still on the fence about the series, but can't drop it. It's part of the Trinity, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Legacy number 118. That's pretty cool. So yeah, keep it going with the Wonder Woman series. It's never been bad enough to drop. It's just all right, let's get it moving a little bit. Batman and Superman World's Finest issue number 36. This is one of the series that I'm thinking about dropping, guys. I'm just really far behind on it in singles. I've been trying to catch up on DC Universe Infinite like every now and then, but it's just a series that like I'm having a ton of fun with, but I was having a lot of fun when Mora was on it, right? So I think that kind of the vibe, I'm getting it kind of replaced by Justice League Unlimited. You know what I mean? Like that kind of feeling, that kind of fun that I was having, I'm getting it from Justice League Unlimited. So I don't know if I necessarily need to pull the single issues for Batman Superman World's Finest, but you know, Mark Waid's still writing it, but I think I might drop this series from singles. So yeah. We also have G.I. Joe issue number 4. Really loving this one. Tom Riley, Joshua Williamson, and Jordi Belair, of course. Excellent creative team on this. Really loving the, you know, just this look at the this corner of the Energon universe. I'm thinking that maybe this G.I. Joe title is my favorite Energon universe title now. Like, you know, for a while it was Transformers, right? But with the Transformers title, I'm like cooling off of it a little bit. It's not bad by any means. I'm just not like a Transformers guy like before I even started reading the series, right? But this G.I. Joe series is really surprising me. I'm really liking this kind of like covert espionage, good guy versus bad guy kind of stuff. Really liking this G.I. Joe series. From Mad Cave Studios, we got Spectrum issue number 3. Always happy to support my good buddy Dave Chisholm. Just excellent artwork, man. Look up some preview pages, dude. The 2-page spreads on this are just insane. So you know, Rick Quinn writing it too, but I'm coming for Dave Chisholm's artwork there, dude. We also have In Bloom issue number 3 from Boom Studios. I read issue number 1. I think I still have to read issue number 2, but with John J. Pearson's artwork, man, I'm just like, I'm all about it, right? Like, I don't think this is a series that I'm at least gonna pull it for like the body horror John J. Pearson artwork. You know what I'm saying? It's some crazy stuff there. So In Bloom number 3. Last single issue for today is Nullhunter issue number 3. This is one of those that I might drop, dude. I really like the art from Vargas, who's doing the freaking Two-Face series, if I'm not mistaken, Vargas, right? But then Michael Walsh is writing it. It's a great creative team. It's just, I think this is free on my library app. I might trade weight it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if maybe it's not something I need to pick up in singles. But yeah, man, that's what we got. Those are the 13 pickups we have for New Comic Book Day. What's the date, dude? Oops. New Comic Book Day, like, I don't know, like the 19th or something, brother. So yeah, that's what we got. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you got in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and read more comics. Very quickly, guys, let's talk about some of the comic books that came out last week for New Comic Book Day. I think that was what, Feb 12, dude? Feb 12, dude, I believe. So yeah, these are the comic books I wanted to review that came out last week. First one up, Absolute Batman issue number 5. This is a great issue, man. Coming out of Absolute Batman year 1. Really liking what Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta are doing. They're back at it again. Batman at his absolute lowest, dude. Hopefully he kind of learns, like, yo, I need to accept some help, dude. I need to get some help, because it seems like he's kind of in over his head. This new Black Mask, dude, just an insane villain, dude. Very excited about that. Batman Dark Patterns issue number 3. Another excellent issue. This ends arc number 1. We have Hayden Sherman's on the art, of course, and then Dan Waters writing it. Dan Waters knows how to do a detective story, right? And then Hayden Sherman's art is just excellent. The thing that I want to mention about this book, right? It really gives me the kind of feeling that I got when I first read like Long Halloween. In that, I'll explain a little bit. I feel like this is like the same spirit as like Loeb and Sale. You know what I'm saying? Like this duo, this creative team, it's got the same spirit. It's like they're pulling from the same place that Loeb and Sale were. So if you're looking for like just a down to basics Batman detective story, this has got you covered, dude. And excellent stuff from Hayden Sherman, like I was saying. Next up, we've got Bug Wars. Just an awesome issue number 1. Probably the best issue number 1 that I've read in a really long time. We have Jason Aaron writing with Mahmoud Asrar, Matthew Wilson, and Becca Carey. Hopefully Mahmoud Asrar, hopefully I got your name right, dude. Apologies if I didn't. This is all about a kid who's kind of shrunken down by touching like a magic medallion or whatever. And so he's tiny. He's in his backyard lost in this battle between the Beetle clan and the Ant clan, right? So it's like Game of Thrones mixed with like Ant Bully, dude. It really is crazy. This kid is just lost in this world of like bug battles and different kingdoms, and they're all going to war with each other. Excellent stuff, man, dude. Really excellent issue number 1. Excited to see how that one continues, dude. Into the Unbeing part 2, issue number 1. This is the second arc of Into the Unbeing. Really loving this series, man, from Zach Thompson and Hayden Sherman on the art as well. It's all about this group of explorers that kind of wander into the unbeing. So this giant corpse of like a god. It's really kind of out there and ethereal. This group of explorers gets kind of lost in the unbeing, and they got to figure out what the heck's going on. What is this thing? Where are we? And when I say this thing is massive, it's ginormous. I mean, the explorers are this tiny, and they're going around the dude's body and swimming in his veins and all that stuff. So really interesting stuff, dude. If you're interested in like creature, like horror, like body horror type stuff, definitely check out Into the Unbeing. A lot of cool stuff going on there. Aquaman issue number 2 from Jeremy Adams, and then we have Tim's and Locust as well. Great issue, man. I'm really liking this Aquaman series. It's my first ever Aquaman series I've been pulling. I'm really liking what Jeremy Adams is doing. It's got like some references maybe to like past Aquaman characters and stuff like that. I don't know too much about it. Like whenever Aquaman's like, oh, whoa, it's you? I don't know who that was, but excellent new look at like Aquaman's powers. Since he can control water now, he can control mud, right? Because that's just wet dirt. He's controlling blood, right? Because there's water and blood. So he's like shooting out like, all these different fluids, dude. So Aquaman, he's leveling up, dude. Having a lot of fun with this series. Jeremy Adams, I mean, I'm not going to lead you astray, right? Lucky Devils issue number 2. Same creative team that brought us 8 Billion Genies. I'm really liking this. Although I don't think it's as off too strong of a start as 8 Billion Genies, but it's got a lot of room to grow, if that makes sense. So I really like kind of the setup. It's these two devils that are kind of sick of how things are going down in hell. So they're trying to game the system. They're trying to switch it up. And it seems like they're helping these two humans, and it's kind of like going against like what the devils are supposed to be doing. So it seems like these two devils are going to improve the lives of these two humans or something like that. Interesting kind of stuff going on here with Ryan Brown artwork, of course. Charles Soule writing. I mean, we'll have to see where it goes. Liking that one. Moon is Following Us, issue number 6 from Daniel Warren Johnson, Riley Rosmo, and Mike Spicer, of course. This is an excellent issue where it's the start of the second arc. We get introduced to this new faction, like the Nightmare faction. And I gotta say, man, Riley Rosmo's art, it's the best it's ever been in this issue, man. Really liking it. I think that, maybe it took a little bit for me to warm up to Riley Rosmo's art, but it is hitting peak right here. In terms of, I feel like Riley Rosmo has more time to more room to kind of flex and show off their skills. So because it's like in an imaginative dream world, Riley Rosmo can just kind of ball out and do whatever. So having a lot of fun with this series, man. Daniel Warren Johnson, it's got a lot of heart, all the callbacks to their past, memories with their daughter and everything. So liking this series a lot, man. Definitely excited to see where it goes. Moon is Following Us, issue number 6. Speaking of Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer, we got Transformers issue number 17. A solid issue. I think my main issue with this Transformers title is there's a lot of stories going on at once, right? Like telling, the story on Cybertron. You got the stuff with Spike and Beachcomber, I believe, and then the stuff with Optimus. Obviously, the Decepticons mixed in there as well. So there's a lot going on. And I think my problem with this series is that I just don't know the names of the Transformers, bro. So it makes for kind of a confusing read a little bit. I feel like the emotional beats would hit harder if he's like, oh, it's you, Laser, for example. Forgive me, guys, I can't think of a Transformer name. Oh, it's you, Laserbeak, right? It's like, I don't really, was that Laserbeak? I can't remember. So it's hard for me to kind of keep up with all the Transformer names because I'm not a Transformers head, to start anyways, but I'm really liking the series. Maybe not the best month-to-month read, though. Maybe it'd be better in a binge. But anyways, that's what we got for everything that came out last week that I wanted to kind of review. So yeah, pick of the week, dude. Definitely check out Bug Wars. Absolute Batman was also excellent. Also Dark Patterns, Batman Dark Patterns. Make sure you guys pick that up. That's everything that came out last week. Stay tuned, though, guys. We got a lot of other comic book, related topics coming up. And yeah, thank you guys for watching and read more comics. Welcome back, everybody, to another comic book video. In today's video, we got some Omnis that we're going to take a look at, dude. So technically like an unboxing, just unbox these. We're going to take a look at them, show you guys some of the art, do a little bit of an overview, tell you guys what's in each one. And then we also have, I guess, an unboxing too. This is from Sean Phillips, dude, overseas. Sean Phillips, a huge fan of his, comic book art, huge fan of his work right there. You guys see it all in the cube behind me. Ordered something from Sean Phillips. We'll get into it as well. But let's start off, man. The first Omni we're going to take a look at is this Daredevil by Brian Michael Bendis, volume number 2. We'll crack it open, show you guys the art. Really excited to have this. I got this shortly after finishing Brian Michael Bendis, the Daredevil volume number 1. I loved it, man. Hollingsworth and then Maleev on the art as well. Just an excellent creative team all around. The second Omni we're going to take a look at today, guys, is the DC versus Marvel, the Amalgam Omnibus. We'll get into it, flip through the art. A lot of fun with this one. So yeah, dude, let's just get started with the Daredevil by Brian Michael Bendis Omnibus volume number 2. Really love the first one, guys. It's all about Daredevil. You know, his secret identity has been kind of leaked, so he's kind of reeling from that. He's got to try to figure out what to do. Now everybody knows that Matt Murdock and Daredevil are one and the same. Really great wraparound cover on this Omni there. Is that Black Widow back there? Maybe it's like Typhoid Mary. You know, she was in the first one quite a bit. So yeah, excellent dust jacket as well. Looking on the inside here, you get a little bit of a biography on the creators, a little bit of a synopsis about what's going on in this Daredevil run. Really cool stuff there. Let's take an overhead look, guys. Alrighty. So, just cracked this open. I already got the spine stretched. Alright, guys. I'm no amateur here. It looks like this thing contains... Let's just read it, dude. It's got collects Daredevils number 61 to 81, and then What If Karen Page Had Lived, and Ultimate Marvel Team-Ups number 6 through number 8. So you guys are seeing right away, you're seeing Maleev's art. Some of the most unique artwork I've ever seen in a comic book. I fell in love with it right away in Omnibus volume number 1. Glad to see it kind of continuing here. Looks like you get a couple of maybe some guest artists as well. But then you get right back into the Maleev stuff, dude. Really big fan of it. Looks like the coloring is a little bit different in this. It's going to be Stewart instead of Hollingsworth, I believe. Yep, Stewart instead of Hollingsworth, but still excited about it, man. You know, the first Omni, I guess it kind of left off in an interesting kind of part, so I'm interested to see, you know, kind of the continuation of the story. But I really like the kind of grounded, street level kind of look at Daredevil. It really reminded me of stuff that I like over on the DC side, and I really haven't found it on the Marvel side, so I'm really glad to have jumped into the Daredevil by Brian Michael Bendis stuff. One of my favorite Omnis of all time. I mean, for Marvel, it's got to be top 5. Epic fight scenes. Matt Murdock, just as a character, really grew on me in the course of reading that first Omnibus. But yeah, man, it looks like this is the What If Karen Page Had Lived story. So yeah, man, excited about this. We'll close it out. I'm definitely going to be reading this soon, guys. I got to follow up that first Omni, like I was saying. I'm looking forward to getting to this probably sometime in March, dude. It's probably my March Omni. It's a little bit smaller too. A little bit of a skinnier sort of guy. Next up, let's take a look at the DC versus Marvel, the Amalgam Omnibus. Show you guys the back there. Beautiful kind of cover. And then we got the spine. Look at that spine, dude. Super cool stuff. So for those that don't know, this is kind of a partnership between Marvel and DC. They released the DC versus Marvel Omnibus. That's its own separate thing. And then they also released this separately. This one contains all of the Amalgam crossover kind of fusion stuff. So if you guys have seen, we'll flip through and, you know, I'll show you guys as well. But it's like Lobo the Duck, or the combination of Superman and Captain America. Their kind of combo. I know that, I don't know, like what's another good example? Like Batman and Wolverine, they have a combo too. Dark Claw. I'll show you guys the inner dust jacket as well. Sometimes you like seeing that. So you have just kind of a list of all of the Amalgam issues on the side there, and then on the other side you have maybe just like an ad for DC versus Marvel, maybe like an ad that they had back in the day. So yeah, pretty cool crossovers there. So like I was mentioning, you know, you got like Sergeant Rock's Howling Commandos, right? It's like Sergeant Rock and like Nick Fury sort of mix. Yeah, dude. So yeah, cool stuff on the dust jacket. Let's crack into the actual book itself, right? So you got that beautiful cover on the front. So like I was saying, right, table of contents. This one has a lot of extras, which I really appreciated. So kind of like we'll see it if we flip to the back, but it's got a lot of like historical documents in the lead up to, I guess, like the creation of this event. So like right here, right, you got J. Jonah Jameson, but you also got Batman and Robin, right? I'm pretty sure this is Clark Kent. He's probably working at the Daily Bugle, right? So you guys see what I'm saying. It's got a little bit of a, like, this is Darkseid with Thanos crossover. We get a little bit of we get a little bit of Bane fighting Captain America. So just like really wacky and super off the wall kind of stuff. That's the end of, okay, DC versus Marvel. It continues. Here we get into the amalgam stuff, right? So Super Soldier, that's what I was referring to. And listen, I bought this, right? It's not like a priority read. Like, it's not something that, oh, I gotta read this like ASAP. It's really something that I got because who knows when they're ever gonna reprint this stuff, right? I mean, Marvel and DC, they don't really work together often, right? So especially in, you know, today's climate or whatever, like how often are DC and Marvel gonna team up to do something like this, right? So very excited to have this as a student of the game, as it were, like as a comic book fan. Just really enjoy this kind of fun take, this fun mix, this fun fusion of two of my favorite comic book teams. You got the Marvel side, you got the DC side. Flipping through, you get some Wolverine there, Dark Claw. That's what I was referring to earlier. Actually, maybe you can see the cover on that one. Okay, no, that was the end of the Dark Claw, start of the Bat thing, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it just goes like that. Let's flip to the back, though, and see just a little bit of those extras. So, of course, you get some other covers. You get some of the kind of art, some of the, concept art before the event kind of started. Really cool stuff there. Some sketches. And then you get some letters, right? So, these are kind of cool. It's like, hey, we're going to start this kind of event, the DC versus Marvel. Here's kind of like the vision behind the amalgam kind of universe. You get some official memos, some kind of, just a bunch of fun extras, dude. So listen, man, as a fan of Marvel, as a fan of DC, this is probably just something you need to add to your collection. You never know if it's going to go out of print and be kind of hard to find. What is going on there? It's like a page that's all bent out of whack, dude. Oh, it's like, here's why, dude. It's like one of those pull-out things, dude. So they got like a pull-out giant poster. Really cool stuff there, man. But that is the DC versus Marvel amalgam omnibus. Want to fold that very carefully. Like I'm saying, man, this is just something that maybe every DC and every Marvel fan should probably get. You never know when it's going to be reprinted. And then it matches the set of, I don't know if you guys can see it back there. It's behind the Batman and the Wonder Woman. You guys can see it's DC versus Marvel Omnibus. These kind of go together as a set. So yeah, man, excited to have this. Let's get into that, that third thing. Finally, last but not least, we've got something from Sean Phillips. I was kind of teasing it. So Sean Phillips, one of my favorite artists of all time, he was doing like a sale. He was trying to say like, hey guys, I'm about to, sell out of these or whatever. So make sure you get them if you want them. And I kind of wanted it, dude, as a fan of Sean Phillips. So these are just kind of a trade paperback sort of collection of a lot of different art that Sean Phillips has done for movie posters, or, maybe he does he does steelbooks and stuff like that too, right? Like if a movie's getting re-released for a 4K steelbook, Sean Phillips will sometimes do the art for that. So yeah, man, this is just like a nice little art book. Actually, let's do the overhead. We can take a look through it, dude. So, huge fan of Sean Phillips. Just a lot of just really beautiful, like one-page kind of art. I really like how it's kind of put together. This nice little trade paperback you can kind of flip through, and I really like Sean Phillips when he's doing some Western stuff. So you get some cowboy stuff in here. You get some really nice stark landscapes. Some snowy. Oh, that's a nice one for the Godfather. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, dude. So just a little, you know, Sean Phillips little art book. Nothing too crazy. Flip through it from time to time. I really like the Western stuff, man. And then this is kind of like, I don't know if he did this before or after. I think this is less of a movie poster, and this might literally just be maybe like some art that he's done, right? So less of maybe like official movie posters and steelbooks and stuff like that, but maybe just some art that Sean Phillips has done. So let's take a look at this as well. I bought them in a bundle, you know, pretty decent price from Sean Phillips. Want to help him out too. So number 115 out of 300. Nice little sign there from Sean Phillips. Let's flip through. Oh, nice. Some Batman. I believe that's Gotcha Man. I don't know too much about Gotcha Man. We got some. Was it Blade Runner, right? Very cool. Hunt for Red October, I believe. Yeah, dude. So one of my favorite artists of all time. Just wanted to. Oh, nice. Love that one. Shane Black, nice. Oh, nice. Some Spider-Man stuff, dude. Don't really see Sean Phillips doing Spider-Man very often, right? Got some Superman stuff. So yeah, dude. I'm just oh, nice. It shows you just kind of the breakdown of it all. So yeah, dude. That's what we got. Some Sean Phillips goodness there. Some two. And then we have the hold on, I'll put the dust jackets back on. So that's what we got in today's video, man. We got the Sean Phillips little art books there. We've got the DC versus Marvel, the Amalgam Age Omnibus. Really cool stuff there. And then finally, we've got the Daredevil by Brian Michael Bendis Omnibus Volume number 2, dude. So very excited about these. Gonna start this Daredevil stuff probably in March. This one, not a huge like priority read. It's more of a just wanted to get it in my collection type of thing. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know what omnibus or collected editions you guys have picked up recently. Thank you guys for watching, and read more comics. Welcome back, guys. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some of the stuff that's on my pull list, right? My comic book pull list. A couple weeks ago, we did everything that was on my DC pull list. Today's video, we're talking to Marvel, because it's a little bit smaller, right? And then we're also talking about all my indie pull list items, right? So let's get into it, dude. Let's just start off with some of the things that are not on my pull list. So these are things that I'm kind of like trade waiting, right? These are things that I've pulled in singles in the past. I really like them, and I just don't feel the need to pull them in singles, and I'll get into why, right? So first one up, right, we have Void Rivals. Void Rivals, right, is a series that I really enjoy from Robert Kirkman. It's just not something I need to read in singles. It's also free through my library, right, online. So I've been reading Void Rivals online. I'm going to collect it in trade paperbacks. World Tree is kind of similar, right? James Tynion IV, Fernando Blanco on the art. Really enjoy it, but something that I can read in trades too. Something that's also free to the library. TMNT. This Jason Aaron written TMNT run. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not the biggest fan of like the first couple of issues. I get like, you know, you want to have, you know, this is Leah's perspective, this is Mikey's, whatever, but I was kind of waiting for them to all finally team up. So it started getting really good once they were all together, kind of seeing the dynamic of all of them together. But that's something I'm going to be trade waiting, the TMNT series. Rockefellers, really loving this one out of Ghost Machine. Really great kind of family sci-fi story. Pretty much like Phil of the Future, guys. You remember that show? But great stuff out of Ghost Machine. But with a lot of the Ghost Machine stuff, I get them through my library, bro. So Rockefellers is something that I'm going to be trade waiting. Same thing with Geiger, man. Geiger, maybe. I'm a little bit on the fence with Geiger because I really love Geiger, one of my favorite all-time characters, right? I really just love the kind of setting of Geiger, too. Very, like, Fallout, New Vegas type of vibes. I like Geiger a lot. That's one that I have since trade-weighted, but I could see myself picking that up in singles. You know, that's kind of tough to drop Geiger. It's been one of my favorites. Ultimate Black Panther, I dropped that. You guys know about that. That's something that I might be trade waiting or just reading digitally on Marvel Unlimited. G.I. Joe, same thing with the Void Rival stuff, right? I think like everything Energon, I might switch to trades. Even though I really like it. Like I really love G.I. Joe stuff. I think they're killing it. Tom Riley, Joshua Williamson, Jordi Belair. It's just something I'm going to trade wait after a little bit. Same thing with Uncanny Valley out of Boom Studios. let's talk about my Marvel pulls, right? I'm only really pulling the Ultimate Universe, guys. Let me know down in the comments. Is there a Marvel series that is like so good I should be pulling? For the most part, I just read everything in Marvel on Marvel Unlimited. But I am pulling Ultimate Spider-Man. Jonathan Hickman just continuing this awesome series. A lot of the Ultimate titles have like pacing issues. Like I think that's probably the biggest flaw. But I'm still going to be pulling Ultimate Spider-Man. I can't see myself dropping that. Same thing with the Ultimates. My second favorite Ultimate title. I think that Dennis Camp is just killing it. Every single issue is like a super solid, like 5 out of 5 issue. Even if the entire series, I'm not sure how I feel about the direction of where it's going. I still think that the Ultimates is a must pick up series. Ultimate Wolverine, I'm liking. There's only been 1 issue of that so far. But I thought it was really solid, and I really like Chris Condon, so we'll keep that going with Cappuccio in the art as well. Ultimate X-Men is something that I might drop. I might drop that. I'm not sure how I feel about it. All right, let's talk about some of the things that are on my image pull list, guys. These are things that I'm pulling right now as we speak. Moon is following us. Daniel Warren Johnson, Riley Rosmo. That's not a series I'm going to be dropping. Really kind of heart-wrenching. A lot of twists and turns. It's about this mother and father that are trying to save their kid. So they're going into the kid's kind of dream world to try to pull her out and, you know, wake her up. So really, really heart-wrenching stuff. It's a Daniel Warren Johnson series, so that goes without saying. The series called Nullhunter, written by Michael Walsh. I'm a couple issues behind on that, so I think I might drop that one. It's not bad by any means. I really like the art. It's kind of got this, very, very vibrant, purpley kind of pink art style. Really like it, but I'm just a couple issues behind. I don't know if it's something that I need to pull necessarily. The Seasons was really good. This is a Rick Remender series. I'm going to be pulling it. Just a really intriguing first issue. It's all about this girl who's a part of this detective family, and her parents have gone missing. So it's going to be up to her and her sisters to go save the family, I believe. And there's like this carnival that comes to town. If they come to town, they make your entire town crazy. Like these crazy, creepy, kind of scary clowns. So there's something going on with that, and that might relate to the parents being missing. But anyways, The Seasons, Rick Remender. We'll have to see where that goes, but I really loved issue number 1. Transformers is another Energon Universe title that, because it's Daniel Warren Johnson, I'm going to keep pulling. But there's going to be a point when Daniel Warren Johnson leaves the title, right? Like, I think he said like, oh, maybe 24 issues will be it for me. So once he leaves Transformers, I might drop it just because switching to trades, right? And they've released the hardcover, and I think you guys know me, man. I'm a hardcover guy, so I think with the Energon Universe, I'd really just like to read it digitally at some point and then collect it in trades or hardcover if possible, right? Lucky Devils is off to a great start. Same creative team that did 8 Billion Genies, so Charles Soule and Ryan Brown. It's all about these 2 devils that have come up from hell, and they're kind of trying to game the system. They don't really like the system of hell and how it works, so they're going to try to help 2 humans like be better instead of, making their lives terrible, I guess. So kind of an interesting story so far. Not as good as 8 Billion Genies, just like on concept alone. I think 8 Billion Genies was just so strong, but really liking Lucky Devils. Bug Wars is excellent. First issue is already out. This was from Jason Aaron, and I'm not too sure about the other creative team. Jason Aaron is the only one I know here, but Bug Wars has been excellent, so definitely add that to your pull list, guys. It is Ant Bully mixed with Game of Thrones, and that sounds like a joke. It's not a joke, dude. I'm dead serious. This kid gets shrunken down, and he's in the middle of this battle between like the Beetle clan and the Ant clan. So he's gonna have to deal with all that being shrunken down now in this crazy world. I'm just looking at the cover, dude. This kid's carrying like a battle axe, fighting a bunch of bugs, right? So interesting stuff there. Saga, you can't drop Saga. I mean, I'm gonna keep pulling Saga. It's really insane though. I have not read since they came back from the hiatus. I've been trying to read. I gotta just sit down and read the compendium. Like, just do a reread of Saga, and then I can continue reading it in singles. But I'm not gonna stop pulling it, guys. Quit joking, dude. Power Fantasy by Kieran Gillen and Casper Wingard. Excellent stuff so far, man. It's all about this group of people who have the power to destroy the world, and they're trying really hard not to, right? So there's all this like, complicated dynamics between the group of people, and if any one of them decides to, they can just blow up the entire world, dude. So Really interesting kind of look at super powered beings, but they're so powerful that it's just the tension is really turned up to 11. So really liking the power fantasy. The Department of Truth. That is a series that I've been pulling in singles since it came out, but I have it in hardcovers. As you guys can see, you can't see back there. I have it in hardcovers. So that's a series that I might switch to just hardcovers and stop pulling it in singles. I don't know. We'll have to see. Let's talk about the Boom Studios title. So first up, we've got In Bloom. This is a newer Boom Studios title. I'm still kind of feeling this one out. I like it. You know, I could see it staying on the pull for a little bit. And then we also have Minor Arcana. I mean, that's a Boom Studios title that is going to be long going, from Jeff Lemire, doing the art and the writing. You guys know I'm all about Jeff Lemire. So Minor Arcana is a series that I'm going to be pulling till the end of time. Next up, let's talk about some of the things that are, you know, not from Boom Studios and not from Image, right? So we have Spectrum. This is from Mad Cave Studios. My good buddy Dave Chisholm is doing the art for this. Excellent stuff, dude. I'm not familiar with Rick Quinn's writing in his past work, but Dave Chisholm is just a total baller, dude. So Spectrum has been really great. Dark Empty Void has been really great as well. Excellent artwork in this one. Probably the best looking comic book on the stands right now. With Zach Kaplan writing. It's a really interesting sci-fi story about this black hole that these scientists create on Earth. They kind of go into it. They're kind of exploring what's on the other side of this black hole, and it's kind of weird in there, dude. Cruel Kingdom is a series out of Oni Press and their EC Comics label. It's like a dark fantasy anthology series. So if you guys are familiar with what EC Comics and Oni Press has been doing lately, this is kind of their dark fantasy twist to it, right? So it's not sci-fi, it's not straight horror, it's their dark fantasy side of things. So definitely check that out if that sounds interesting to you. Into the Unbeing from Dark Horse Comics. This is from Zach Thompson writing, with, you know, Sherman on the art. So really big fan of Hayden Sherman recently, just been killing it. Hayden Sherman is doing the art for this. It's all about this team of explorers that wander into this kind of giant, you know, hulking, like crazy beast, like a dead corpse of a god, essentially, right? It's really kind of otherworldly, you know, and it's kind of creepy what they find in there. There's, you know, kind of like monsters, really cool creature design. So these kind of explorers are trying to figure out what the heck's going on, where are we, and what is this thing that we're inside. So Into the Unbeing just came back with its second arc. Make sure you guys check it out. Dark Horse Comics has been excellent so far. Let This One Be a Devil. This one is has not come out yet. It's from James Tynion IV and Steve Fox, I believe. Not sure about the artist on that one. So that one I'm keeping my eyes on just because James Tynion IV is writing that one. We have a bunch of them that aren't out yet, so I guess I can't really talk about those ones. We'll talk about those at some point, man, once those ones finally come out. Maybe at some point I can do a video on upcoming indie series that I think I'm going to put on my poll, but have not since released. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. So that might be its own video, dude. That could be pretty fun. But that's kind of what I've got for my my indie pull list, my Marvel pull list, things that I have on my, you know, that I'm trade waiting. Let me know, guys. What are you pulling for indie series down in the comments? What are you pulling for Marvel series down in the comments as well? And yeah, let me know what you guys think of this video. Hopefully, I didn't ramble for too long. Thank you guys for watching it. Read more comics. Alrighty, guys. So I wanted to show you the used media setup, the CRT TV that I got for my wife for Christmas. We're in my wife's kind of office right now, but I wanted to show you. This is in the closet, right? So you could pack it away all nice and neat. See you guys in the reflection. This is the CRT TV that I bought my wife for Christmas. It's got the Mickey Mouse ears. Those are the speakers. This one's kind of cool too because it came with a VHS DVD combo with the feet. Sometimes the feet fall off. Another thing I want to show you guys really quick. If you're trying to turn it up, you got Donald Duck running across the screen. Love it. If you're trying to change the channel, you've got Mickey Mouse helping you out there. Very cool stuff. Nice little touches there on the CRT TV. Back in the day, I got this. Like, my sister had a TV like this, but it was a princess one, right? So I kind of thought the idea to get my wife one of these. And ever since, man, every time we go to a used media store, she goes nuts for these VHS, dude. So she's been kind of recreating her old VHS collection. I've been buying some VHS too if they look cool to me, but most of the VHS are hers. This stack of DVDs, they're all movies that, like, I don't know. It's some of our favorite movies. It's some of her favorite movies. Sometimes they're not streaming, right? So got a nice stack of used media there. But then the PS2, guys. I wanted to show you guys the PS2. We'll get into it. I'll show you guys, you know, some of the games that I've collected recently. Oh. The classic. I don't even know what game's in there right now. So, some of the games that I've had since I was a kid, right? Let's take a look down here. So, this is probably about half of my old PS2 collection from back in the day. My PS2 from back in the day, it, I don't know, got like the yellow light of death or whatever. Like my PS2 just stopped working one day, so I haven't been able to play PS2 in a while. I used to have a PS3 that could also play PS2 games, but that also overheated, so not fun there. But these are the games that I've had, about half of them from my childhood. The other half is still at my parents' house. But these are the ones that I wanted to bring like ASAP in case I wanted to play them. The other ones, not as exciting, but we can get into that at one point someday. But yeah, so we got some Crash games. Really like Crash. We got the Crash Nitro Kart Tag Team, of course. Battlefront 2 is really great. Probably a top 5 game for me. You get some Lego games, some Lego Star Wars, some Lego Indiana Jones. Ultimate Alliance 2 is a favorite of mine as well. Sly, classic. Never played Max Payne. That was actually my dad's. It's like the only game he played was this, and then Tiger Woods Golf. So I've never played Max Payne, but look to someday. And of course you got Kingdom Hearts 2, Shadow the Hedgehog. I don't really remember that one at all, but I pulled it out because it looked pretty interesting to go back to. So anyways, this is about half of the my PS2 game collection, man. But recently, just like my wife's been going crazy for VHS, I've been going a little bit crazy on PS2 games every time I see them. So I'm just buying things that, you know, like when you're a kid, you hear are pretty good, but you just never had the opportunity to play them, right? So like Vice City, you always hear about Vice City, but when I was a kid, wasn't allowed to play it. Same thing with God of War 2. Bully, my parents probably would have let me play Bully, but I just never asked for it because I thought it was too similar to Grand Theft Auto. Metal Gear Solid 2, never played it, you know, always heard it was a good game, so I found that recently at a Bull Moose for like $5. Simpsons Road Rage it's pretty fun, you know, fun time there, I guess. I got some superhero games recently from Bull Moose, never played any of those. And then we have some sports games as well. Kind of like, you know, you look up like, hey, what are the best sports game for PS2? They always say 2K11 and Madden 04, so pick those up. We get some nice Michael Jordan modes. Those are pretty fun. And yeah, man, so these are just the secondhand games that I bought recently. And then these are the maybe half of the PS2 games from my childhood. And that's the used media setup, man. So I've been having a lot of fun. You guys know me, like I was saying, man, I don't want to collect too many used games, but we do have, you know, the PS2 we're trying to go for. So yeah, man, thank you guys for watching this portion of the video. If you guys want to see, like, I don't know, a little bit more in detail about the used media setup, I can also show you my PS3 games. I don't know. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about the CRT TV setup. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and read more comics.